Cheese, what's up, beautiful people? It's Friday. In case you're just tuning in, I got my dog James Jones here. James, you know how hard it is to get touchdown.
Yes.
But the question is this. If Joe Burrow loses his top dog, I think Joe Burrow is in trouble. And let me state my case to you first and foremost. Remember, Joe Burrow has always had legitimate elite talent. Do we have his college roster, Colvin? If we do, let me know. Look at his college roster when he won a national championship.
Out the way.
You had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, first-round pick. You had Jamar Chase, first-ballot Hall of Famer. You had Justin Jefferson, likely first-ballot Hall of Famer. You had Terrence Marshall, I think a fifth-round pick. You had Thaddeus Moss, the son of Randy Moss. This was his college roster. Went 15-0. Now you go into the NFL, and James, this was his roster. You got Joe Mixon, top 5 back right now. You got Jamar Chase. You got Tee Higgins. You had Tyler Boyd. You had Uzoma. Joe Burrow knows nothing besides the elites of the elites of the elites when he has success. This was a Super Bowl roster. I showed you his national championship roster. Do you believe, because again, AFC championship roster is more of the same. Do you believe Joe Burrow is in trouble if he loses Tee Higgins because he's only ever known talent?
I believe Joe Burrow's in trouble to win a Super Bowl and get back to a Super Bowl if he loses Tee Higgins. Number one, you got to understand what Tee Higgins means to this team. If you lose Tee Higgins, you know where all the attention goes? Now we are just double-teaming Jamar Chase, take him away, because our running back is not elite. He's a good young player, but he's not elite. So now we're double-teaming Jamar Chase, taking him out of the game. We don't have an elite defense. Also, do you know who we got to go through? I got to go through Josh, sir. I got to go through Lamar, sir. I got to go through Patty, sir. And that's just a couple of them. Herbert and Harbaugh going to be coming around the corner, too. C.J. Stroud is there, too. It is people I have to go through, and you're taking a playmaker away from me that's going to affect everybody on the offense. Because right now, you can't really double chase because Tee Higgins will kill you. So you got to really play zone or man-to-man. Joe Burrow's stats will be there because he's like that at the quarterback spot, but compete for championships and getting back. If you lose Tee Higgins and you already don't have a number 3 wide receiver, you don't have an elite run game, what are we on the offensive side of the ball? You need Tee Higgins in the building, another player.
I remember this offseason, I went to an Athletes First, it's an agency. I went to one of their parties. I'm standing there in a circle. Because athletes wear helmets so often, I can't even recognize some of them. It was me, it was my dog Charles Omenihu standing next to Isaiah Simmons, standing next to Tee Higgins. All of them looked like 3-4 defensive ends. Only one of them was.
He is a big
But all of them were 6'4", looking about 235, 240. Tee Higgins is a monster of a human being. He was taller than me. He looked bigger than me, shoulders broader than me. Is there an adequate replacement as a number 2 for Tee Higgins? Like, can they easily move on and easily replace him?
Absolutely not. Tee Higgins is one of those guys to where you're in the huddle and you say, hey, man, go get the rock. Right? Jamar Chase going to get open. Jamar Chase fast, got power, speed. He going to get open. Tee Higgins is the 50-50 guy that you need. Hey, ain't nothing open. I see you down there. I'm going to throw you the ball. There's no replacement as a number 2 for Tee Higgins. And you can go look for it in the draft. We don't know what these dudes are going to be in the draft. We know what Tee Higgins is right now. And he really, when his game is on the line, he really is Joe Burrow's security blanket because he knows he's going to get one-on-one because attention is to Chase. You got to keep Tee Higgins or it will not be getting back to no Super Bowl for Joe Burrow.
Let's get back to the desk and let's rap about it. 2-5. Chase Daniel, need y'all's input on this conversation. Shady, let me rap with you first. Is Joe Burrow in trouble if the Bengals lose T?
I'm a teammate. I'm going to respectfully give it to my quarterback first, right? That's how you normally work in the NFL.
Passing the ball. Depends on who they replace him with. But, like, James made me think that, he might be in trouble because there's no one you can really replace it with. My thing is, like, Joe Burrow with Tee Higgins is 8-4 this year. Without Tee Higgins, he's 1-4. So I don't necessarily think it's just all because of T, but T is a security blanket for Joe Burrow. And like you so eloquently said, he has, and Joe Burrow has, only played with elite players in his career, so we're not sure how he's going to fare. But if you look at the Bengals in general, I do not think they can pay him $30+ million a year. They got to fortify the offensive line. Burrow got sacked 48 times this year, was the 4th most. I like Chase Brown as a running back. They need a number 2 running back. They need help on defense. That's a 25th ranked defense. And you take a salary, we're probably saying in the 30s, $30 million to pay Tee Higgins. If they don't pay Tee Higgins $30 million, well, that's $30 million you can spend on an offensive lineman, on a defender, on a safety, on all those other things where I think Joe can still play at a high level, but you make your team way better. I don't like getting rid of really good players. And I wish T, awesome luck wherever he goes. The Patriots, Chargers, come on out here. West Coast, I think he'd be amazing with the Chargers. But they need help at other positions way more than they need a number 2 receiver making $30 million.
Yeah, you know what? I like T, though, man. And I want to see him go somewhere else and be a number 1. I think he's that type of player. And I look at Joe Burrow, he's phenomenal. I don't know if the hard part is for Joe Burrow is because we think he's so talented, right? But I've never seen him not have talent.
Correct. Yeah. Elite talent.
College, pros. Elite. I've never seen it, so I don't know what he's going to look like. I do think he's a great player. I think he'll still put some stats up. But I think right now for Joe Burrow, we need wins. We need playoffs. We need Super Bowl. That's what we need from Joe Burrow. And I think the reason why we gave him so much love and respect wasn't because of the stats he was putting up or the talent. It's because he had that winning factor. Put me up against the Chiefs on the road. I'm going to win. I'm going to find a way. Bad franchise, you draft me, cool. I'm going to go out there and go to the playoffs. So I need to see that from Joe Burrow. I'm really not worried about the wide receivers part of it because he had that this year when it happened.
Correct. So without it, I don't know what's going to happen.
But it's like a question mark because, you had Tee Higgins, right, for 5 years. You had
crazy.
Jamar Chase, right? You had all those things, and then, you didn't make the playoffs. And it's probably your best season stats-wise. So I need Joe Burrow, look, forget all of the players. You need to find a way to get to the playoffs. You had Tee Higgins, that didn't work out. Maybe get another type of wide receiver, right? Maybe get another possession guy or a speed guy. Maybe get another running. I'm just saying you need to try something different because Tee Higgins, having him on the lineup with Jamar Chase, what did that give you?
Well, it gave him previously a Super Bowl appearance.
No doubt.
And then it gave him an AFC appearance. The dilemma
but now what's it giving you?
Exactly right. And that's the dilemma for
his best year of his life is what it gave him.
They draft 18? Can they draft a guy like T-Mac probably won't be there? What about the guy from Missouri? What about the guy from Texas? Would that fit so you can keep him at a reasonable cap hit?
Listen, it's a lot of these receivers that I watched that I like in the draft. I don't think any of them are Tee Higgins right now. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know what any of them are going to be. T-Mac could turn out to be really, really good, right? The young kid from Missouri could turn out to be really, really good.
It could be Jermaine Burton.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Drafted from Alabama in the 3rd round, and he played one game, and they might get cut.
But all I'm saying is the chemistry factor with Tee Higgins and Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow is second to none. If Joe Burrow or if the Bengals let Tee Higgins walk, we are going to be screaming they need a number 2 playmaker. You have one. Figure out a way to pay him. No, I'm not saying $30 million. I'm saying figure out a way to keep him there, and then you go and build on this defense.
They got to do it in draft.
What, though?
It's going to help him win, Shady. I know he didn't win this year, but it's going to help him win.
Let's talk about it. So, but you can give him that type of money, that $30 million, right? You can
no, I'm not.
You can, whatever. You can put that big money on the defense because you need some defense. Yeah. Obviously, that wasn't good enough. And then you had Tee Higgins this year, and then nothing happened out of it. I was saying this, though. The last 4 to 5 years, I haven't seen so many rookie players come in the league and be phenomenal. Receiver-wise.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So now I'm thinking, I can go out there and get a rookie receiver because he's going to be a star real fast.
18,
Jamar Chase, he didn't take no time.
Yeah, he different.
I'm going to say, JJ, shut up. No time.
If you're Shady, if you're a Bengals fan, though, the Bengals did this. Where do the great receivers come out of especially? They come out of Ohio State. They come out of Alabama. You just got one from Alabama. LSU, excuse me.
Alabama too, but LSU.
Yeah. You just got one from Alabama.
Pittsburgh.
Like the Bengals' most recent draft was Jermaine Burton out of Alabama. Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, the 3rd round. You just got one. And it was a swing and one of the worst misses after 1 year of all time. He was a healthy scratch family. I think he started one game all season. The general manager said he needs to get right. So I don't know. He had 4 catches all season. So you could trade T, like Shady is suggesting, or you could move on from T, excuse me, and you could draft a guy. But like we all know, there is no guarantee. Shady's exactly right. Receivers nowadays, they just, boom, fresh out the yard and they getting it going.
Freaking Jacksonville.
Brian Thomas
Jr.
He one of the best receiver on his team.
But my thing is the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't think they can afford to use one in the 1st.
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
Great point. But this is a deep draft class, right?
No, it's some solid receivers in the draft. But what I'm saying is, you don't know when you're going to get the impact from them dudes. Could be 2 years down the line. Is Joe Burrow not going to make the playoffs for 2 years?
A receiver that early.
No, they need way too much. I want you to use that on a pass rush or a lineman or something in the 1st round.
I want to ask y'all a question,
how do you get playmaker number 2?
So
you're paying.
This is why I have these issues with paying all these quarterbacks and giving these guys all this credit. If you are so good and you so talented and you so special, which we think Joe Burrow is, Well, you don't need to have 2 number ones on your team as wide receivers, right?
I can agree with that. I don't want to find out, though.
But I'm saying, I need no. But look, if I'm paying you $55 million a year, you know how much money that is?
I know.
Bro, I think I made $70 million in my career to combine.
Yeah.
And you give me 55 a year?
Yeah.
And come on, Chase, you looking at the top 5 Heisman running backs. You crazy?
That's
Listen,
unbelievable.
Anyway, if you telling me that you this great and you can't elevate the squad because your number 2 ain't.
Yeah.
I'm not
Your
saying
number 1 is like number 1, number 2 in the whole league.
No doubt.
That's my thing. So when I pay a quarterback, I need to say, listen, if things don't go great on offense, I need you, Chase Daniels, to elevate everybody. Yeah. So now we can put some more money on the defense.
No doubt.
You get what I'm saying?
And I feel what you're saying.
Hire me right now for GM, man.
All I'm saying is I don't want to find that out. Like, if no, listen, like the Eagles' offensive line right now, we know what Saquon is behind them, right?
Yeah.
I don't want 2 of them dudes to leave and see him Saquon. I don't want to see it. And you might be able to do it, but I don't want to see it if I can keep
all I'm saying,
and you on my team. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all married?
Yes,
Yeah.
You was engaged too, right?
Yeah,
But eventually, so you know what? I got to take this step. I might not know how it's going to work forever.
Quick engagement.
Take the step, Joey.
Yeah.
Let Tee Higgins go out there and be number 1 somewhere else. And elevate your team.
But you took the step because all the good stuff she had. Tee Higgins is there right now.
That's why you like
You can't take stuff away and then say we're taking the step.
They give you, they make you know
No,
you're
Shady.
scared to take the step.
No. We took the step, but I'm saying.
In the
10
name
years
of
happily
love.
married.
Step in the name of love.
Why do you keep sucking up to your wife on TV?
You know what I'm saying?
Trouble?
I didn't give her any flowers.
What happened, Jay?
Hey, I met your wife. Hey, look, let my boy go, man. Hey, we all make mistakes.
Good man.
Valentine's Day, be happy.
Good man.
He got some chocolate for you. He got a nice little gift for you.
Sorry.
He rubbing feet and toes. Come on, man.
He is, and I'm up here saying mine are.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.